Good afternoon, guys. I know it's not normal that I make a video on Saturday afternoon, but this one a little important for people to pay attention to. Uh, God knows we have talked about backup power of any sort for forever, okay? Every channel that you can imagine has talked about it. Interesting piece of news that came out today. Go figure, this will be dropped on a Saturday. But as you guys well know, we are now into hurricane season, okay? Probably run till about Thanksgiving for this. Now, hurricane's not the only thing that this is going to concern. Think about the flooding that happened in Kentucky last week. Think about the wildfires, as usual, in California. Think about blizzards that happen in the Midwest, the Northeast, the Northwest, wherever it would be. Florida's emergency management director came out today, and on Fox Business, they had a story today, warned that supply chain issues could cause delays in power restoration after storms, after any reason for power going out, okay? Like that video the other day where some guy went 100 miles an hour through a intersection and ran into a gas station and blew up the gas station. I think 6 people died or something like that. Okay. Hit a power pole, do something that takes out a transformer. We have a slight problem. Okay. I've talked about this before, that transformers are in short supply. That if your power goes out and a transformer blows, you may be waiting a while to get your power back. Yeah, you may be waiting a long time, because the delivery date for replacement transformers right now is 2 to 6 years. Yeah, okay. Now, obviously, electric companies and whatever try to keep them on hand because they're not going to, normally it takes 3 to 6 months to get one, okay? And obviously when your power goes out and it's a bad transformer, it doesn't take 3 months to get your power back. Unless, of course, you live in Puerto Rico, okay, who didn't stock a whole lot of backup transformers. And what happened? Well, if they're trying to order them now, and it's going to take 2 to 6 years to get them, let's hope we don't have any problems in the next minimum 2 years, because anything that they burn through now in replacement transformers, they aren't replacing, okay? I get a kick out of the fact that you have Florida, who obviously knows this, Marco Rubio comes out and says that they're going to introduce a bill to encourage production of transformers on U.S. soil. Gee, you want to guess where we get our transformers from, guys? I'll give you 3 guesses. The first 2 don't count, okay? His bill includes a $8 billion loan guarantee to rebuild or start building to increase the supply of electrical grid materials. Yeah. Well, it's not like you snap your fingers and a new plant goes up overnight. So, what's it take? A year? 2 years to build a plant? Guys, this is the issue that we're facing. Okay, we talk about grid down all the time. We talk about an EMP. We talk about hacks to the electrical grid, whatever it would be, whether it's China, whether it's Russia, whether it's, any Middle East nefarious character, whatever it would be. What if it's an act of God? What if it is a hurricane, a blizzard, a car accident, a wildfire? The thing just got old, whatever it would be. If we don't have a way to replace them because we are that beholden to China and all the supply chain problems we have with China right now, and let's leave Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan out, and China is cutting off communications left and right with the United States over all sorts of stuff, okay? China's economy's in the toilet too, so they're having problems even manufacturing stuff. Nobody's thinking about this whatsoever. This is why we need to be ahead of the game. Yes, I know we talk about solar generators and things like that all the time. And yes, I know they're expensive. And,
psoriatic arthritis made my joints stiff.
I've tried to do whatever I can.
Painful.
Sorry, the commercial just came up. If you've ever been on Fox, they always pop these commercials at you. And I know they're expensive. And I've done whatever I could to help to try to get as many free as I can out to you guys. You know, please do something, figure out something, especially if you are on something life-saving that requires electricity, okay? I'm not talking about heat, I'm not talking about air conditioning, I'm not even talking about your freezers, but, you know, if you need oxygen or something like this, or whatever would be that somehow requires that you have electricity, this isn't a nice to have prep. This is a requirement, because none of us know if this afternoon lightning strikes the transformer down the street from your house and, oops, I'm sorry, Mrs. Jones, you're out of power for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2, 6, okay, whatever it would be. Sure, you're going to have Florida Power and Light go to Duke Energy and say, please send us a transformer, or go to Consolidated Edison or Commonwealth Edison or PG&E or whoever would be, and they'll send whatever they can wherever they can. But what that means, guys, is eventually they're all out. If we can't get this stuff domestically, we're screwed. And again, this is where self-sufficiency comes in. You have got to, under any means possible, figure out a way to do it. If it's figuring out how to charge a car battery with an alternator with a fan in your backyard and making your own windmill, I don't know, or solar generator, whatever you can, somehow, some way, you got to figure this out. Because when they come out, when you have, you know, a state FEMA agency saying 2 to 6 years till they can get more transformers, that should wake up a lot of people real fast, especially if you live on the Gulf Coast, the Atlantic seaboard. There's a storm brewing out near Hawaii right now. You know, not that we have a whole bunch of typhoons or whatever hit the West Coast, but you guys have your own problems, okay? Texas, you guys, don't have to tell you about grid failure. You know, up north, don't have to tell you about ice storms and blizzards. It can affect any one of us. Florida's just the one that's saying the quiet part out loud. Guys, I'll link this below. Go read it. But this is something we need to take seriously now. Pinball out.